Hey everybody, I figured I would come on here because I felt inspired to share some projects that I've been working on in the house. I am so excited about everything that I'm doing. I really just want to, before I go to that, what I'm working on, I want to kind of just briefly, and the more I share, the more details I'll give. But right now, I'm just going to go ahead and share what's on my heart. But I had mentioned in a previous video that I read some books that kind of changed my perspective and had some experiences that really gave me a quite shocking insight into, how I thought I was doing as a human versus how I was actually doing. And I just want to say that it wasn't easy. It didn't feel good at first because of course my ego felt so offended. Like I just wanted to continue to be offended, like no, because I'm right, and well, you shouldn't have, just basically my ego was there to save me again, trying to justify my behavior and how, that was right what I did, and yeah, I should have said it that way. And like I said, I know that I'm probably being very hard on myself because it wasn't like I was a complete monster the whole time and I just went around here, cussing and carrying on. But still, it's just a principle that, I was after reading those things and meditating on what I read, I got a chance to observe the behavior of the people in my house. And then, of course, it gave me a chance to kind of step outside and look at how I behaved. And as I continued just exploring this whole concept and the things that I was learning, it just really set me down a rabbit hole in terms of what kind of environment I was creating for my family, what kind of environment I was creating for myself. Was I being loving and gentle? Am I how do I behave when things get bad? Because I always had the theory that of course things are good when they're good, but in terms of when they're bad, that's when things count because you have the decision to make. You can either overreact or you can holler, you can scream, you can talk, you can laugh, like you can do all these kind of things. Based on my limited experience, my go-to was anger. My go-to was to react and blow up, and a lot of times I found that I was overreacting to a lot of different things. I was just overreacting. I didn't understand the long game of parenting. So I just, every little thing was like the end of the world. Like, oh my God, if you did that, that means you're gonna blah. And I was just, in retrospect, I was being completely reckless with my words, especially when it came to speaking life over my sons or not. And the more attention I paid to the negative things that they did, then the less attention I paid to the positive things that they did. And the negative just kind of took over like venom, right? Okay, that was cheesy, but I think you understand what I'm saying. The negative kind of took over in terms of like overshadowing how awesome my children really are, or how awesome the people in my life really are. And it's just, then I just kept hearing things like, you can't really love somebody if you're so busy judging and criticizing them. You can understand, you can stand to understand where somebody else is coming from instead of just jumping all over them and acting like a crazy person. Um, there were times where I behaved pretty monstrously, like, yeah, yeah, fire and brimstone. And every time I talk about it and I talk about what I'm doing, a lot of people kind of chime in, and some people say, they're in support of that kind of parenting style because you got to make sure that they don't, you know, but faith and fear can't live in the same place. You got to pick one. Either you're going to be faithful about the life of your children and your destiny, or you're going to be fearful and you're just going to beat it into them like, yeah, no, you better not do that. You're going to be a whatever you say. Like you're implanting and downloading negativity into your kids. And I felt initially I felt ashamed, and I was just trying to change things differently, but then I felt like that wasn't impactful enough. So then I decided to start having open dialogue with them about what I was doing, and just acknowledging things that I've done and really just validating. It would seem like things that they were trying to tell me the whole time. Like, I'm pretty sure that on more than one occasion, both of them have alluded to the fact, even if they weren't able to articulate it, that I was overreacting about something, and I just completely missed it. I now, with my new understanding, I have to sit back and laugh at some of the things that not laugh as in haha that was funny, but just kind of chuckle like, dang, that was an opportunity. I just didn't even see it because I wasn't in a place at that time to receive it. But now that I am, I'm really just excited. I'm going to keep sharing. And, like I said, I'm sharing because I know this is what I'm supposed to do. And I'm sharing because I feel like for me, whenever I go to learn something, I have to see, how it actually works. Like what kind of things, can we stir up here? What kind of things can we create? So today I'm just going to share. So that's the backstory. So today I'm just going to share something quickly. My son came to me, and we were talking about money, and he's been really, ever since I've been like introducing the concept of abundance, he's really been like pressing me for it. Like, oh, can I have $20 a day? Can I have $70? Can I have 90? And it's like, I know what role he plays in my life, which makes it even funnier. So he's like, every day, and it's like he's up in the ante every day to kind of see whether or not I'm going to actually do it. And I have been. I've been like, oh, yes, abundance. God provides. Yes, just don't worry about it, So today, and so I've been feeling challenged by that lately. And I was like, what's the issue with this, right? So today I finally get it. The issue is that while I am showing him by my actions that what I know to be true about God's mercy and grace, and how you are always provided for if you're open to receive, if you are, receptive, if you put it out there, and while I'm demonstrating those things, what I now understand is that I have to shift what I'm how I'm relating it to him, that I'm not the only source. Abundance is around you, not just like, let's just see if mom's going to cave today, and it's almost like between him and his brother, they kind of laugh about whether or not I'm going to do it. Like, I don't know, it's like they betting each other. I don't know what's really going on behind those doors, because they talk, and it's dope that they have that relationship. So but I've been upholding my end of the bargain, and you know, so today, we had a situation that got a little bit rough, and I felt the spirit really just kick in and start giving me things to say that's different than what I'm normal. Because normally when I run into that, I'm like, let me tell you something, because sometimes when you don't have the right tools, you're almost like tempted to just go back and break glass and just do what you did, because that's familiar. That's what you've been doing this whole time. But I feel like when you walk in with God and you pray to, like, for real, I really need some hand holding here. You need to connect with source in those moments to dig for the creativity and the right words and what's going to give you a desired outcome. Because if your outcome is to teach them something, and then you end up in tears, and they end up with hurt feelings and bottled up emotions because you won't even allow them to talk, you're so angry you're just going to holler and scream, then it doesn't really meet the mark. You're really not getting out of the situation what you want out of it. So I completely flipped the script on him today, and I was just talking about, and it even got so deep where I started talking about teaching a man to fish, which I thought is completely ironic and hilarious because my husband is a fisherman, and I just kind of outlined all of the different men in his life that have, gone before him, to show him that no matter what you do, you always have something valuable. You have a skill set. You have you have something. You have abundance around you. You just have to be open to receive the information, the creativity, in order to move on it. So we're talking, and things get a little tense, and then I'm like, hey, you know what? When you're feeling better, let's talk. And then I leave, and I come back and I talk a little bit more, and I'm just like, hey, let's talk. And then I'm lightening up the mood a little bit and making jokes and stuff. And then, finally I had got to the point where, because Sammy loves to bake, I had gotten to the point where I was like, well, I know how I'm going to make money tonight. I'm going to sell these cookies. And he's like, oh, and he tried to act like he wasn't down with that, but that was exciting to him, and I realized that after all the talking that I do with him, that maybe all this talking is not helping. Maybe I talk too much. So I'm just like, well, I'm going over to the store and I'm going to go get some stuff to bake these cookies. And I'm just like, watch. And I said, I'll tell you what, whatever cookies I sell, I'm going to keep the profit 100%. You know what I'm saying? And that's just going to be it. And he's like, well, I don't want to do that. And I said, okay, well, you go ahead and do you. And then, when I make this money, then, whatever. I said, as a matter of fact, I'm going to make cookies I never made before. And, I'm going to go out there and sell them. And we're going to see how this thing turns out. So, now I'm going to make this an experiment and I'm really excited about it. So, what I decided to do, because I don't really have a place to sell the cookies per se, but I am going to walk around my complex and I'm going to tell, the people that I meet what it is that I'm trying to achieve to show, and I'm going to have him with me. And, we're going to go around and, I'm going to show him how this whole thing works. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, today's project is going to be this piece of cardboard right here. I'm sorry, I'm not a professional camera person yet, but this cardboard right here is going to be used to hold the signs to kind of show exactly what we're doing. And I'm just really looking forward to see how this thing works out because, again, I know what I know to be true, and you know, I just think I need to just put my money where my mouth is. So I will keep you all updated as to how this thing turns out, but I'm telling you something that what you put into the pot is definitely what you get out. I feel like if I would have overreacted and if I would have, just kind of reacted from a place of lack and just frustration or, these things that we get tripped up on with our ego, if I would have just let my ego lead instead of letting the spirit lead, then I guarantee you we would have had a meltdown because he was actually behaving quite uncharacteristic. And every time, one of my kids kind of push me, I'm like, oh, okay, yes, this is the point where I could either choose, A, the panic button, or B, I could be more mindful and I could be more thoughtful about how I want to impact the outcome. The other thing is that it gives me a chance to kind of exercise my creativity because all three of my sons have different personalities. And ironic as it is, Nair is 19, Sammy is 15. They both have the same birthday, but their personalities are completely different. So, and Orion is 4, going on, I don't even know, 24. And, his personality is just so different too. I mean, they all have unique personalities. So it just challenges me to be more creative and more thoughtful and have more faith. And it's so funny because as my 15-year-old was still trying to be angry, I just kept saying all kind of stuff like, oh, it's okay, God's gonna provide. And it was even more dope because when he went upstairs all angry, I sat down here and I started praying, and he like walked downstairs and heard me pray. And I was like really, I need to show. I don't need to talk about it. I need to do it. And I need to show them how to do it. And it's even funnier because he kept saying things like, well, I just can't stop being angry. I said, well, just because, he was like, I don't know how, which to me, as a parent, that's a cue that I can chime in right now and say, hey, well, let me tell you what to do. It might be simple like counting down from 20, and then you'll graduate from that to counting down to 10, and then, just keep on, working at progress. I mean, even though I did say it's as easy as just stopping to be angry because you could decide at any minute. My husband showed me that. I was about to trip out on him one day over something silly, and he was like, you can choose to stop being angry. And I was like, well, well. And then I was like, all right, maybe I should try it. And I was like, huh. And then I almost thought like maybe I was a little crazy for doing that, but no, I don't have. How long should I be angry? How many minutes of my life should I waste being mad or frustrated over something that I may or may not be able to change immediately? And why would I need to get frustrated if I know God is in control and that I don't have to worry about everything because all my needs are always going to be met? They always have been. Why do I keep questioning every day? I know was about sick of me at one point. Like, how many times I gotta tell her? And then I get mad because I have to repeat myself to my kids. Oh God, the irony, the irony of it all. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this party up so I can be about my business for the day. But I just wanted to share because I am hype. I am winning in life, and I'm so grateful. I am so grateful for my wins, and they just this abundance and happiness and peace and the right words and being led by God and just meeting people, just magic, pure magic. And I just wanted to share it. So thank you so much. Happy New Year. I will be back with maybe some more formalized. I've really be like, I need to do whatever. I'm going to share because this is what I feel like doing. And we're going to call it a day. Okay. So wishing you all peace and love and look forward to sharing all of this juiciness. Just in case I did forgot to tell you all, I coined the word juicy. That's my favorite word for good stuff. I hope to, just continue to share this juiciness, and maybe you can share some of your own. And because this life is way too juicy not to enjoy. So peace and love. Thank you, and I just want to give, I don't know, gratitude for everybody, the ancestors. I can go on and on forever, but I'm gonna wrap this party up again for the fourth time, and I'll talk to you all later. Peace.